Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to analyze the semifinals at the 2025 Paris Masters. And let's get started with the first semifinal, Bublik versus Auger-Aliassime. And I thought that Bublik was going to take this one. My belief was that Bublik was going to break Auger-Aliassime's rhythm. He was going to serve well, and he was going to take the semifinal match and make his first Masters 1000 final. But it didn't quite turn out that way because Auger-Aliassime was playing so aggressive. He did not allow Bublik to break his rhythm. Auger-Aliassime was serving absolute bombs and playing extremely aggressive from the back of the court and also returning well. I counted 4 drop shots from Bublik in this entire match, and it was 2 and 2. Normally, Bublik hits 10 drop shots or more when he plays a match, and he's very successful at doing so. He wins most of the points where he attempts a drop shot. And that certainly wasn't the case today. He didn't have any chances to mix up the rhythm. And Auger-Aliassime was simply the better player. But let's break this match down in a little more detail. The first set featured no breaks of serve, but Bublik had more trouble on his service games. At 4-3, he had to go through deuce. He then produced an incredible inside-out forehand winner and then delivered the Bublik special on game point, which is an ace slice down the tee on the ad side. In the 5-4 game, with Bublik trying to stay in the set, he again had to go over deuce, and he eventually made it into the tiebreak, while Auger-Aliassime was holding easy through the entirety of the first set. And in the tiebreak, both players serving well, and at 3-2, Bublik committed an unforced error on the forehand, gave Auger-Aliassime a mini break, who simply ran away with this tiebreak, serving incredible, delivering an ace at 4-3, and then another bomb at 5-3, followed it up with a volley winner. Bublik ends up losing the next point, and Auger-Aliassime wins the first set tiebreak, 7-3. This is some of the best tennis that I've seen from Auger-Aliassime, especially on his serve. He was averaging 78% on his first serve, and you would think that he would continue serving like this in a second set, but it wasn't quite like that. Bublik holds the first game, and Auger-Aliassime all of a sudden cannot get a first serve in and is making a lot of unforced errors, and Bublik breaks to love. Bublik is now serving, and I'm thinking he's going to hold serve for the rest of the set and force a deciding set. Bublik is one of the best servers on tour. But interestingly, Bublik comes back in this game from love 30 to 30 all, and then hits a poor forehand drop shot that goes way too high and way too long. And Auger-Aliassime is able to run it down and hit a backhand down the line winner. Breakpoint down, Bublik misses a forehand. And if you watched my video yesterday, I praised Bublik that he composed himself after losing the first set tiebreak to de Minaur, where it looked like he was going to throw his racket, but he composed himself, didn't, and played a fantastic match, winning it in 3 sets. But after breaking serve and then losing his serve right away, playing a poor game, Bublik couldn't contain his anger, and he absolutely destroyed his racket. And I was about to take my notebook out and write down old Bublik, but I thought, let's wait a little bit and see how he does. Listen, I surely understand the frustration, but don't take it out on the racket. And of course, this sets a bad example for young players watching and so on. And unfortunately, this type of stuff gets clipped up and tends to go viral on social media. So I'm not a big fan of throwing rackets, especially when rackets are thrown and broken. It's just so wasteful. But when it comes to anger outbursts where you're not putting anybody in danger or you're not destroying anything, this is not necessarily a bad thing if players can snap out of the negativity immediately. I made a course last year titled The Intuitive Tennis Mind, where I talked about positivity and negativity on the tennis court. And I provided the example of Novak Djokovic, who is so good at snapping out of negativity and playing his best tennis immediately. That is the key. It's okay to get angry on the court, but you got to snap out of it immediately and find your best tennis. If that negativity lingers on into the next game or into the set, you're going to make your chances a lot worse to win. So after Bublik destroyed his racket, players changed sides, and FAA was on that side cleaning up the debris from that broken racket. The camera then panned to Bublik, who was smiling and gave a hard sign to FAA. So I perceive this as a positive thing. Don't get me wrong. I don't think Bublik should have broken a racket, but I thought that Mentally, he was back in the match, and he surely was, because he broke serve immediately and went up 4-1. Now, the interesting thing in this match was that Auger-Aliassime was playing incredible tennis in the first set, serving well, barely committing any unforced errors, playing so aggressive. But early in that second set, he had lost his rhythm a little bit. He was making more errors for sure. But down 1-4, he found that form that he had in the first set and started playing unbelievable tennis. Not only getting his serve rhythm back and started making a lot of first serves, hitting absolute bombs, but he also started returning exceptionally well. He manages to break Bublik twice and wins 5 consecutive games to win the second set 6-4. A spectacular performance by Felix Auger-Aliassime, and if he plays like this, especially on an indoor court, he is so unbelievably dangerous. I am not surprised at his indoor record. He is certainly one of the best indoor players in the world. In the second semifinal, Sinner beats Zverev 6-0, 6-1, and this wasn't much of a match because Zverev was not 100% fit. First and foremost, I think he was very tired from that match yesterday. He looked lethargic out there, low intensity. Understandable for sure. But on top of that, I think Zverev also might have been injured. So even at his absolute top level, it's still going to be extremely difficult to beat Jannik Sinner. Zverev certainly tried to do what he could in this match, but there was absolutely no chance. Sinner, on the other hand, was playing extremely clean, hitting the ball so aggressive from the back of the court, serving well. Sinner's serve stats are up in the serve rating on the ATP Tour website. He's now number 2 in the world. So it's quite impressive that Jannik Sinner is number 2 in the world in serve stats, while being also number 1 in the world in return stats. Guys that play against Sinner must play their absolute top level, and not only that, they must keep the points short. They must play aggressive enough where they don't allow Sinner to play his game. I do think that Auger-Aliassime has the game to do that. He proved that to some extent in the US Open semifinal, where he took a set off of Jannik Sinner. But I will say that that level of Jannik Sinner was lower than the current level of Jannik Sinner. For Felix to have a chance against Sinner, he's going to have to serve like he did in that first set against Bublik. And he can't allow himself to have any mental lapses like the one that he had early in that second set, or he's going to be toast. But if he comes out playing that same aggressive style like he did against Bublik, I think this match could certainly be interesting, similar to that semifinal at the US Open. But as I said prior to the Six Kings Slam, I think Jannik Sinner is going to go on an indoor rampage and win Six Kings Slam, Vienna, Paris, and the ATP Finals. Guys, the WTA Finals also started, and I'm going to cover the first day on my second channel, Intuitive Tennis 24/7. Madison Keys changed her serve. It's a very interesting technique that I will discuss in depth. So make sure that you subscribe to Intuitive Tennis, my main channel. Subscribe to Intuitive Tennis 24/7. Like this video, and if you want to support Intuitive Tennis, subscribe to Intuitive Tennis Premium by clicking the link in the pinned comment. I will see you guys tomorrow after the final.